Sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Ooh, we live, we live, we live.
What's up, girl?
What's up? What's going on, Sona? What's going
Is my
on?
mic on? Testing, testing. Can y'all
Testing,
hear
testing,
me?
testing. Yes.
All
What's
right.
going on? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
So we took a little break last week.
Yeah.
That's right. We've been having
Well-needed
a lot,
break.
a lot going on, right?
A lot going on. Well-needed break last
Yes.
week. We had a lot going on. I know they seen the replays and the roles of Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers Association.
That's right.
The actual convention in Kenner that we have been
Yes.
promoting so much. And congratulations to you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Because you graduated.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes, I was one of many, one of the biggest classes they had, graduated
Yes.
from the state level.
Yes.
And we are now ready to enter the national level and
Yes.
start on those degrees.
Yes, and that starts actually in July, I think, the national
Yes.
level. And it was an amazing show. A lot of things, and if you can see the actual convention, it kind of like was up than what we used to have, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was. I remember we did the one in Baton Rouge was nice,
Yeah.
but this was on a different level, and so it's only up for here. That's what we're looking forward to,
Yes.
progressing, and
Yes.
also I heard we got an invitation or an offer to bring the nationals,
Oh yeah,
the national
yeah.
convention to our city.
Yes,
So
and so for the people that don't know what Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers Association is, because sometimes you were talking Greek and people don't know what we are. That's the association for beauticians and barbers, just like the name says. It's been founded since 1947. It's just for stylists and barbers to kind of further our education and not just stand behind a chair. If you want to get associates, if you want to get a bachelor's, if you want to get a doctoral, and most people that's what they go for, doctorates. You know,
you go for it all if you're gonna do it. Go ahead and certify yourself completely, right?
Yes. So we're excited about that. We're excited about the y'all doing y'all thing. The trade show. We had people instructing. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Mocha taught a class, two
Yes.
classes actually, one for
Yes.
the cosmetologists and one for the barbers,
Yes.
which I heard was really great. She did an awesome job. Congratulations to you. Yes, as well as our girl Mimi from Silk Me Kids. She
Yes.
also taught a class for us,
Yes.
and it was really awesome, which is the second time I've seen her. The very first LSBBA conference I went to, she had taught a class there, and
Okay.
it really drawed me to the organization because that was someone who was like my age,
Yeah.
at this level, and it really inspired me. So I'm glad she just
Stuck in there,
sticking with
That's
us.
my girl Mimi.
She's great. She has a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, and so we're just glad to be able to work with her and that she's a part of the organization.
Yes, and you can kind of see the transition of all the, we having the younger people coming in.
like from yesterday, passing the torch.
Yeah, passing the torch. It's we had a sorority. Also in the Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers, is different sectors, right? And I know, with our production, they came and they actually seen some things and stuff that we were doing, and I guess it was like, oh Lord, they got so much going on here,
right?
But it's a lot of stuff, and the thing we went on to yesterday with I don't want to say the name wrong, but it's a sorority, and it was Woman of the Year is Dr. Patricia Marshall, which is our vice president.
Yes, she is
of
a
our
local number one,
and to see how beautiful she was, 75
gorgeous.
years old.
I'm like, that lady is 70 plus years old. She looks good. Her body is intact, baby. That hair was laid, baby.
Face beat.
Yes.
Face beat.
Yes.
And look, they're putting up some of the pictures. There go Dr. Marshall right
Yes.
there. It was a beautiful event. I
the
just
Zulu
enjoyed
tramp.
ourselves.
Look at all of
I
us.
enjoyed ourselves. Look at all us. Local
Yeah.
number one representing.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you want to be a part of something, you're a stylist and you're a barber and you just don't want to just be in your salon doing hair and stuff, get in contact with us and you can be a part of
Join.
Louisiana State
That's right.
LSBBA. LSBBA. So, and we also, I think he wanted us to thank our sponsor. We have a big sponsor,
That's
Dr.
right.
Kendra.
Dr. Kendra, the herbal doctor.
Health nut.
Yes, health nut.
The health nut system. Her and her amazing husband. Thank you for always sponsoring with us. Thank you
Yes.
for always supporting us.
Absolutely.
Even in the salon, giving us those still bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, giving us those still bodies will keep us going. Have me looking fabulous. I lost a few pounds off that. Y'all need to
talking
get that.
with a friend of mine, and his son was diagnosed with diabetes. So I was like, try still bodies. I heard it does wonderful things.
Yes.
So definitely great products. All of her products. I picked up some things at the convention. I got my Yanni wash.
Yeah, that's what you like. That's your favorite.
And because I get
Soda,
waxed.
that's your favorite.
It is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite wash. Okay. And I use the scrub as well because when you get waxes, they tell you to exfoliate. So it's a natural exfoliating scrub made from organic ingredients.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about no irritation, and nothing coming afterwards. It's fresh.
It's fresh. So fresh and so clean.
That's right.
We gonna act a fool. We ain't been here. We ain't been here in a minute. We ain't been here in a minute. So we're gonna have an amazing show today.
Yes.
We have one of my girls, Danyel Black from P.O.W.E.R Foundation. She's gonna come on today and be with us via Zoom.
That's right.
She got her board members watching us today. So
Right,
how
the
y'all
Fidelity
doing?
board,
Yes. So P.O.W.E.R Foundation, she always has this big gala. Her story is intriguing. So you definitely have to stay tuned for that. And her gala is actually June 24th of 2023. P.O.W.E.R Scholarship Gala. So we want y'all to definitely stay tuned for that. And we have another amazing guest. Y'all were chatting
We
it up.
were chatting. We have Miss Teriece Cherell. Did I say that properly?
You said that good.
Okay.
That's a famous name.
Yes, it is.
Teriece Cherell.
She's an author, a motivational speaker, and a relationship coach. And both ladies, Miss Black and Miss Cherell, are relationship coaches. And I think this is like divine because we're in the midst of wedding season.
Yes.
So you want those relationships, healthy marriages, to
Teach
work
me
out.
some, please.
That's right. Contact
me
these
some,
two
please.
ladies and get some help.
We need some help. We need some help. Yeah. So I guess I don't know if the Zoom is ready. We're gonna take a break and then we come back. We'll be right back with my girl Danyel Black with P.O.W.E.R Foundation on RedLip Talk Podcast. Mwah.
Sona's charm. RedLip Talk. RedLip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
RedLip Talk.
Girl.
It's your girl Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the RedLip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. RedLip Talk Podcast.
Wow.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Spice Divas. Sona's Charm. RedLip Talk. RedLip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us
welcome back. Welcome back to Red Lip Talk Podcast. And we have this amazing guest that's very dear to me. She's gonna come in here and just liven it up. That's what y'all don't know. Even on Zoom, her energy is electric. Okay? I don't see no pom-poms though. Oh yeah, she got her. She got her. Okay, we have Miss Danyel Black, the founder of Crown Me Foundation. She has an amazing event coming up, and we're excited to have her here.
Yes, we are.
Woohoo! Her resume and her bio is so long, so I'm gonna let her talk about a little bit about that. But I know she's my fellow sister on the Fidelity Advisory Board.
Yes.
She's a coach. She's a relationship coach. Just so much. She has so much, and she loves inspiring young ladies. That's really it's her mission to inspire young ladies and women
and empower them. That's right.
Yeah,
which is part of the Fidelity Board's mission, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
that's awesome that she's walking in her purpose.
She's walking in
that's
her purpose.
Right.
So Danyel, welcome.
Thank you all for having me. This is great. Thank you. I love the Red Lip logo. I love the promo. I love the Red Lip pillows. It's all up my alley.
All right. She's like, I'm a girly girl. I like it all.
Yes,
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What made you start your mission to empower women and empower young girls?
Well, I have to be really honest, y'all. My entire life, my goal was to get a degree, right?
Okay.
I was the first in my family to go to college. That was such a big deal. I just needed to get the degree. And my grandmother came from a very old way of thinking, tradition. Get a husband, and let him take care of you, and that's the end all be all,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so I had two mindsets that really screwed me in the end, right? Because I'm focusing on getting this college degree, and I'm focusing on locking down a partner, but not really being intentional about that partner.
Yeah.
And so I went to college. I got the degree. I went back again. I got another degree, right? I'm still in. I'm about to get a doctoral degree.
Okay,
I have all
congratulations.
these. Thank you. I have all these letters behind my name, yet the intentionality behind relationship is not there. That was one of the things that my parents were not intentional about teaching me. And I find that we're not intentional about teaching our children how to pick a partner, how to vet a potential partner, how to engage in relationships. And this is where we're falling short. So to be honest, I had gotten my degrees, y'all, and I was very complacent in my life. That whole living from paycheck to paycheck, I was good with that. I didn't, that poor mindset where you're making money just to, save a little and live, not thrive, but live. I lived in that mindset for a very long time until my entire world was snatched from under me, right? So I put all of my hopes and dreams into my partner. I was waiting for him to give me the life that I felt I deserved, or the life that I felt I wanted, right?
Yeah.
Huge mistake. Huge mistake, right? And so when that was ripped from under me, I didn't know how to make my life make sense. I didn't know how to put my life back together. It felt like I was in this really bad Lifetime movie. People that you depended on, that you felt were on your side, was a part of the conspiracy. Right. It seemed like everybody was crazy. Everybody had these poor mindsets, of let's just keep this amongst family. We don't go to counselors, we pray. Everybody is struggling with some level of mental illness, but no one wanted to get help, right? And so I felt like if I did not reach out and go outside of my comfort zone, this was going to affect my children, and they would end up in this very same position. But what I realized at the darkest days of my life was that there were not any resources to help women that wanted to make this transition, that wanted to get healthier and live healthier lives. There were no resources. Where are the resources? And, after being financially sabotaged.
Wait, say that again. After being financially sabotaged.
After being financially sabotaged. Because what women don't understand is when you engage in these relationships, I hate to throw the narcissist term around because that's the buzzword right now, right? Yeah. But when you get in relationships with abusers and they find that one form of abuse is no longer working, they will escalate.
Yes.
They will escalate and they will put you on this hamster wheel where, okay, they might feel they're losing you. They're going to do something that really draws you in. They draw you in and then they're going to abuse you. And it's going to continue to escalate and get worse and worse and worse, right? There's no end to this escalation because they want to see how far they can go and how well they can break you. Okay. And so I stayed on this hamster wheel for a very long time only to find that while I'm on this hamster wheel, I'm being financially sabotaged. All of my money is being stolen. Okay. So I was left with $38 in my account. He walked away on our 10th anniversary and said I didn't need to know where he was going.
Wow.
All right. And not being smart in how to keep track of my finances and be in a marriage or a relationship with someone and share finances, not keeping an eye on the money. After he left, I get a knock at the door from Chase Bank 10 days later saying I needed to be out of the house immediately, that my house was going into foreclosure. Right? Chase was knocking on the door. The credit card companies were summoning me to court. My car was almost repossessed, because I was not looking at the money. We are not teaching. We're doing our kids a disservice. And we're doing our women a disservice to constantly encourage them to focus on career and networking, and meeting the right people, going to the right school, getting in the right niche. All those things are important, right? Because it contributes to your financial stability. But there needs to be a higher priority given to picking a partner and being intentional about the person that you share your space with and get into bed with. All right. We have to be more.
Wait, Danyel, say that again. Being intentional about the people that you're getting into bed with, as well as who you sharing your space with. Because that hits home. Not to cut you off, but it's like when you were talking, I heard when you say about they networking and they going to women empowerment things and they're going to different things networking, but it's almost, I heard back like you said, like it's almost like a hamster wheel again, because you just trying to get that one oomph to secure your financial stability, but you're running in a race and never ending. It's never ending.
Right. Because we're not being intentional, right? Yeah. So we are doing our kids, our women and girls a disservice when we're not educating them on financial literacy, when we are not educating them on social and emotional intelligence, right? Yes. Because we fall into traps and our trauma starts to control us because we are not, everybody has some level of trauma.
Right. Yeah.
We are not taught how to deal with that trauma, how to self-regulate, how to learn ourselves. Right. And when we don't do that, we end up in a relationship with someone that is a reflection of the trauma that we've experienced, and we just keep living the same hurtful story of abandonment, rejection, all of this pain because we're not being intentional.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's almost like, like you are who you attract. So if you are abandoned, if you are rejected, if you're in the feelings of those things and are not handling them in a way that is progressive, and healthy, then you're going to attract people that's going to take advantage of the things that you're already going through, because they're out there preying on that. Yeah. Not praying on that, okay?
P-R-Y.
Yes.
P-R-E-Y.
Right.
Yes.
They're
all of your insecurities, your level of dependency, all of those things breathe through. Men know exactly who their prey are, and they go after them. And the whole time you're thinking, oh, he wants me because he adores me, he finds me attractive.
He
No, you're the
loves me.
perfect supply.
Right.
You are the perfect person, because you're not gonna ask questions.
Right. You're not
You
gonna have
don't know what your
requirements.
standards are. Right. You don't know what your standards are. You don't know who you are. You're not gonna exert
Yeah.
your
Right.
power. You're not gonna cut them off because you're too weak. We are not raising we're raising them to be strong in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right. We're raising them to flash their independence and claim all of these material things, but we need to focus more on internal strength. Who are you on the inside? Are you able to articulate what and what does not work for you? Do you know what you are willing or will not accept?
Yeah.
We
100% agree.
we have to work on our girls and our women internally. My mission is twofold, and this is how I got here, because like I said, the rug was snatched completely from under me after thinking, if I give, continue to make these sacrifices and give love, I'm going to get everything that I deserve in return. Wrong. That's not how love works.
They don't
don't
work
have
like
to
that.
give
They don't work like
anything.
that.
No,
They don't work
no.
like that.
That's like a little
Love and respect is
delusional.
the requirement.
Absolutely.
It is the requirement. But how do we know that if we're not giving that to ourselves?
Right. Right.
And so that is how I got here, because I didn't realize that I was in this hamster wheel. Where we are in our society, when we look at the structural dynamics of relationships and what is happening, we have to make a major shift in order for our families to be strong again. In order for this to work, this female, male dynamic, we have to make a shift in order for this to work for us again.
Do you think it's a a cultural barrier? Do you think it's a culture? Do you think it's just the world that we're in right now? Do you think it's cultural? Do you think it's African Americans? Do you think it's Caucasian? Do you think it's the woman? Do you think, like, what do you think?
No, I've encountered women from all over the world, right? I've had clients in Africa. I've traveled to Italy and all of these different places. There's no cultural barrier. There's no color barrier. There's no color barrier. This is an issue that plagues all of us because it's a lack of knowledge.
Wow.
We're perishing from a lack of knowledge. We're not educating ourselves. It's like when you shop for a car, right? If you are a very intentional buyer, you're gonna be comparing specs. It's like if you want to go on Amazon and buy a purse, a clutch for a ball, you're gonna go and compare all the different clutches. Does my phone fit in here? Is it the right size? We're intentional. When we buy cars, we're comparing all of these different cars. Why are we getting in relationships with men and we know nothing about them?
Oh Lord. Oh
Absolutely
Lord.
nothing.
Wait, Danyel. Usually, too, we know nothing about them, and if you do have your flags up, I know for me,
You let 'em
when I have my flags up and I'm intentional of, look, I'm in this space right now. Like you said, a man will chase you. I have had men
Yes.
chase me for 8 to 9 months, act a certain way, and then after a while, you see what the real intent is.
Right,
You know?
right. Because we're not taught to entice that chase, invoke that chase. We're not taught. It's more like, oh, you like me, here you go, you got me, and that's it. No requirements, no standards, no nothing. And then because we don't have a
I live
requirement,
that
because
life.
we don't have a standard, we get in this situation, we give our all, and now we're forced to make it work because we've given all we had. Why? He doesn't deserve that. Why are you giving what he does not deserve? And so, all of these different things we have to teach our women and girls. So at Cromley Foundation, our mission is twofold. It's preventative and it's intervention, right? Because for our young girls, we want to prevent them from having to make those phone calls to the domestic abuse hotline. We want to prevent them from having to reach out to get resources where they can't make sense of their lives. They don't understand. They love this person and now they're abusing them. How could this happen? We don't want that for our girls.
Yes.
And for our women, abuse is a continuum. It's not just one type of abuse. And sometimes when we come from these toxic environments, we don't even know we're being abused. I lived in this situation for 15 years and had no idea that I was being emotionally and financially abused because this is the way I was raised. If I did something wrong in my house, my mama stopped talking to me. All right? She go months without talking to me. So when I get in a marriage and the man stonewalls me or gives me the silent treatment, I don't feel a certain way because this is what I'm used to. I shouldn't be used to that, but who told me not to be used to it?
Yeah. And they say they have a thing. It's something I sent to someone, and I think it was E.T. Eric Thomas who said it. He said, we usually attract what we want versus what we need. And a lot of times it has a lot to do with our childhood trauma. We'll gravitate to somebody that's more familiar of what we've been going through, and that's the same with me. That's why I have to check myself with the relationships and marriages that I've been through, because I just at this age, at 46 going on 47, realized, okay, yes, Chriselle, you do have abandonment issues based on your dad not being in your life. Yes, Chriselle, you do have abandonment issues of your mom giving you to your grandmother, even though that was the best thing she could have ever done, because my grandmother, today is my grandmother's birthday, y'all.
Oh, happy
I
birthday.
was emotional about it. Yeah, it's her heavenly birthday. She's been past 22 years, and that was the best decision she could have ever made, because I wouldn't be who I am today. But I do have issues of abandonment of, I want this relationship to work. I want this to work. I didn't invest it, just like you said. I didn't invest it in this, so I want it to work. I'm going to do whatever I can, because they chased me for 8 or 9 months, right? So I did realize that I am in that state, that I have to learn how to get out of that in a healthy space, healthy relationships.
So my question is, when you get to the level where you're doing the work on yourself, right? Because I'm sure you went through a period where you had to do some work on yourself.
Yes.
And when you get to that level, and if you've pulled yourself up out the mud, moved away from that $38 in the bank account, now the money just flowing in, right? And you've done that on your own. What are the expectations when you're going into, intentional dating or seeking your partner? Because like you said, we talk about material things and we say, okay, well, I could do all of this on my own. Why would I need you? Okay, how do you balance that independency without, undermining the man's masculinity?
Authority,
in a relationship.
Yeah.
Where do you find that balance?
That's a very great question, right? That has several answers. Number one, even though I've built myself back up financially, right? I have to understand that I'm built for connection. We all are built for connection. We're wired for connection.
Yes.
And so we have to put all of those earthly things aside for a moment when we're seeking a partner. Finances, how much you have, what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you have, all of those things go
You better
to
talk.
the side.
You better talk.
And we have to show up as our authentic selves and say, hey, number one, I have all of this. I'm not desperate. I'm not chasing you to take care of me. Okay? So if you're thinking you're gonna give me the inconsistency, the pop back up when you feel like it, type of abuse, all of these are signs of an abuser. If you think you're going to do this to me, we can cut it off right now. I always say if you go, 24, 48 hours without hearing from a man in those first dating stages, it's over. Because if you can go that long without talking to me, I'm not important. I'm not a priority. We're done.
You better say
that again. Say that again.
Yes.
Say that again.
We're done.
So the ones that open their ears.
Yes, because that's just a gateway into letting you know that this is not a masculine man.
Right.
He wants to create this this ambiguity so that you can chase him. He wants to be chased, right? We're not doing that. We're not chasing. If you're interested, you're going to come to me. You're going to let me know what your intentions are, just like I will let you know what my intentions are, and we can progress from there. So that's number one. Number two, like I said, you have to let them know all of this aside. And I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. Like you, Chriselle, I have abandonment issues too. So I'm going to let you know. Listen, and studies have shown that when men are like that, they are creating an abusive type situation, right? When they're not being clear with you, they're not telling you the truth. All of those things are not good for your nervous system. And if you pay attention to your body, you're going to start to feel uncomfortable when men are treating you this way. Yes. All right? So all of those things aside, you let them know, I am not looking for you. I'm not looking to use you or to, use your finances to up level my life. I have all that. Yeah. I am looking for character. I am looking for a leader. I'm looking for someone I can respect, that I can admire, that can have my back, right? Someone that
prestige, man, a man of valor.
Yes, someone that can hold it down for me, like when everything is going awry. Someone that can say, "Hey, look, I got you. It's gonna be good." Yeah. Somebody that can call the shots. That doesn't matter if you have a $60,000, a $60,000 a year salary or a $500,000 a year salary. Yes. To be a good person does not cost you anything. Mm-hmm. Let's get this what I'm bringing to the table out the way. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It really doesn't matter what either of us are bringing to the table if we're not bringing good character. Yeah. If we're not good people.
And then what you bring into the table, what you have in money. I don't know if y'all have been around people, men or female, a male or female who have money, who have all this money, who have all these things, and their character is to shot. So right. I don't want to be around you if you have $1 million and your character is nothing. Or exactly. You backbiting or you backbiting people. I don't want that. Money is not everything, and money don't give you value. Because life is lifing. Like everybody, you can be up here, then 6 months later something happened, and you right here. Right. Does that change your character? Would you do anything to get back to where you are up here?
Exactly. And I was listening to this podcast. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a lady. Her husband was doing a podcast. She was a nurse. She was making 6 figures a year. Mm-hmm. Her husband was the garbage man. Right? Now you would think, this dynamic would not work. But what her husband brought to the table was strength. He brought character. He brought loyalty. He became her cheerleader. You see? And she believed in him. He believed in her. They both progressed, and now they're billionaires together. See? So you never know, how your soulmate will come to you. Don't count anybody out because of their salary or where they are. Yeah. They need to have good intentions. I like that. Are you here for me? Yeah. For me. Yeah. Or do you want what you see? Yeah. Because all of these things are grand. All of the stuff you might see me do with the pom-poms and all of those things are grand, but at some point that has to come off. Yeah. And I have to be who I am. Yeah, so are you willing to accept who I am underneath all of this?
Because are you willing to accept me at my down state? Like if I want to just lay inside for the weekend, and because I'm aggravated and I don't want to be bothered with nobody, are you ready to say, baby, it's gonna be all right?
It's not even that. If you're really intentional about a person and you say, this person has good qualities, good characteristics, but they're not living up to their best potential, and I want to see them move into their best potential, you're going to be there to support them to get to that best potential. So you're right. The woman or the man, they might be having a low salary when you meet them, but your encouragement, your support could motivate them to reach that potential. So no one wants you to look at them for face value. I want you to
Right.
see me for where I can go. And are you
Right.
invested in the future where we are going? And I
Right.
want to be invested in your future where you are going, and we help develop each other.
Yeah.
That's the 50-50 that people, they talk about. We
Exactly.
got to be 50-50.
yeah.
No, are you,
Right.
and I don't like the term 50-50. I like to say 100-100. Because
Exactly.
when I'm coming to you 100% me. Whatever that 100% is, good, bad, the ugly, I'm working on myself individually just like you are. But when I'm with you, I'm going to give you 100% of me, and I require 100% of you.
I'm at the
Exactly.
point. Honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be transparent. I'm at the point now. I'm thinking about taking a pause in dating because
You should.
yeah, I'm thinking
Yes.
of taking a pause because I'm like, where you know where God have you. You know where God gonna bring you in your life, and I feel like the things that I go through for my kids, the sacrifices and stuff I make, the fight I make, being a single mother, and y'all can identify to that.
Yeah.
It's always on mama head. I don't care if you have a strong dad, but they're not in a household. So everything you deal with your kids is on mama. Mama have to make sure you straight. Mama have to. So I feel like if a person cannot add to my dynamics as far as my family dynamics for my children, I feel like I want to take a pause from that because I just don't have time for it anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-mm.
and not like you, Danyel. Yeah, I'm my next step is get my doctoral. I'm in that. And I was told the same thing. Chase these degrees. Go get these degrees. Be independent. Business. Da da da. And I gotta watch that because I kind of inflict that on my kid. Like with my children, you gonna go to college. You gonna get this. You gonna get that. But yes, you have to be intentional, just like we just so intentional. I'm intentional about Spice Diva 16 years, wanting to make that work. I need to be intentional about the partner that I'm choosing
Mm-hmm.
for my life,
That's-
and I'm at that point where I think I just want to pause from it. God is putting
Pause.
that in my spirit heavy to pause.
Yes, pause. And I'm gonna tell you why we have to pause because I had to do the same thing. And what happens is when you do pause, you're gonna see everything in your life expeditiously. Heaven will open up for you because you're gonna
Ooh,
see.
you better speak that.
Yeah, because you're going to see God's love and blessings just showering down on you because you took the moment to pause. And what we don't understand is that our partners are a pure reflection of us. So if you're in transition and you're not exactly where you want to be yet, you're going to get a man in transition. He's not going to be
Jesus.
where he wants to be yet. So do you want the pause is worth it, right? Because you want the man to be where you are when you get there, right? And if you're feeling that you need to take a pause, take that pause because that means that there's going to be something grand on the other side of that pause. Now, sometimes God can send us people that come to us with a vision and with purpose. They're able to articulate it and they can help us on that journey, right? But that's not the case for you. You're hearing pause. Take the pause.
Pause.
The,
Thank
the
you.
pause
Thank
is
you.
important.
Yes.
That pause is so
Let's talk
important.
a little bit more about Crown Me and then your
And the
book.
gala. Yeah,
and the
she has
gala.
a gala
Mhm.
coming up. Let's talk about that before we get off and how people can contact you. They want to be
Yes.
a part. They want to be a sponsor. All this good stuff.
Yeah, so we have great news. Our gala was initially scheduled for June 24th, but we have so many sponsors out of town, attendees out of town. We have some of our awardees that went out of town and not going to make it back. So we have worked with the Ritz to move the date.
Ooh.
So our new date will be September 16th. So
Awesome.
now we
Love
have
it. That
Awesome.
gives
Yes.
me more time too. Okay.
Yes, now we have even more time to get more sponsors, to get
Yeah.
more people involved, and for everybody to get off of their family vacations and come home so we
Yes.
can have a good time on September 16th.
And
So that's that part. For Crown Me Foundation, y'all, our goal is to get a brick and mortar.
okay.
We need a building where we
Oh.
can get these girls in after school and help them each day. Help them with their homework, but also help them with their character development.
Yes.
Have a place where they can come, and then in the summer we will do programs with them.
And then tell us again
Um,
the ages when you say that a brick and mortar. I heard. I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I hear stuff in a spirit strong. I heard somebody gonna give you that building. So
yes,
yes, so we gonna touch and agree on that. That
yes,
building already
amen,
done. Somebody's gonna give you
amen.
that. They gonna
Yes,
donate to you. That brick and mortar. You will have that brick and
amen,
mortar.
amen.
Um,
And for Crown Me is for everyone.
yes.
We target all ages because we're constantly growing, we're evolving. We want to catch our girls when they're small, but then also for our women, as a woman that has recovered from divorce, from rejection, abandonment, all of those different things. I find that when women are at their lowest, their primary goal is to recover financially, and they avoid all the other things that are so important. They avoid their physical health, they avoid their emotional health, their spiritual
Mhm.
health. All of those things are avoided, and they're just trying to get their footing financially. And so we want to provide a place
Ouch.
where women can come and get everything they need under one roof. It will be a one-stop shop where we can help you develop your whole self and provide totality and not just things in isolation. And
I
so that's
I love that, because we've had Men of Excellence on here. You
Yes.
guys have heard of another organization, Son of a Saint. We have organizations that help build up our young men, but we don't talk a lot about
The
building
young
up the young
girls.
women.
Yeah.
When you become a woman, yeah, there's lots of empowerment things, but when you're developing into becoming that woman, there aren't enough programs and opportunities for young girls to gravitate towards to help them, at that transitional stage,
Yeah.
from a girl
exactly,
to a
A
young
young
exactly.
woman,
woman.
like around Bree age, 16 to
Yeah.
22, that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
So this is
We
awesome.
could really change the trajectory of our girls' lives if we know, right? When I was initially dating, my mom, the guy that I married, when he was coming around, my mom would say, "Oh, he loves you. He calls all day. He's always looking for you. He's always there. He loves you. He's so in love." Wrong. He was
Wrong,
trying
wrong,
to
wrong.
control
Right.
Oh, he
me.
was trying to find out where you was in case he
Yeah.
was
Keep
doing something,
Yes.
had no
keep tabs
business.
on you.
Yeah, where's
Yes.
Danielle?
Insecure.
Yes. Been
Insecure. But
there.
see,
Yeah,
that lack of
Yes.
knowledge
yeah.
had me thinking that I was being loved when I was being abused.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
I
And
I
so
feel that.
that's why we have to create some intentionality. It has to become a high priority for us. And
Right.
you're right, we don't have enough places for our girls to get that information. When
Yes.
we do our teas at the Ritz in December, we don't ask our girls to say anything, but it's been plenty of times our girls have stood up and cried because they're saying these are conversations I wanted to have with my mom, but she wouldn't talk to me about it.
Wow.
I wanted to ask about how to be confident, but my mom would never have the conversation. And
Wow.
it's not that mom didn't want to have the conversation. We don't know how to have the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
I
I,
think coming from my background, because like my mom had 6 kids, and I make a joke, she have the first half and the second half. Well, the first half she had us really young, and she went through transition, in her marriage and with my father and things like that. And so when they reconciled the marriage, they had the second half. But at that time she was going to college, she was finding herself, she went to school for early childhood education. So she were learning new skills that she maybe wanted to have or thought she had honed in, but not, maybe not fully. Okay. So
right.
the younger kids, of course, with younger kids, you kind of already kind of laid back because you like, I've been there, did that, done that. But I also feel like they're a lot more expressive and have a lot more freedom to talk about whatever,
Yeah.
whether it's trivial, serious, or not. But I can remember what my baby sister and her talking about boys and how she just was so like boy, 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 boy. And I felt like when I was that age, I couldn't even say "buh." You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So it was like, and when I did bring it up, well, what you worrying about boys for? Well, you need to be focused on school. You need to be doing this, which is true. You know, that should have been my focus, but it's a natural progression that I'm going to be interested in outside relationships,
Right.
you know, and just being able to have that freedom to talk about it in a way where I wasn't being judged, to a person that I felt like I could be vulnerable with, you know, and explain or express what I was going through.
Yeah.
And then what that did in relationships, it made me hold stuff in. So I held stuff in for my mother when I was with if something bothered me, I couldn't talk about it with the person I was interested in, you know, all of those things. So, but my younger siblings, I don't feel like they have those issues. They're able to speak freely and communicate what they don't like, what they want, what you better do. You know, and it's okay, and I feel like that's very healthy for them, you know, and
Right.
it would be healthy because it's a lot of girls out there, because girls are taught, you know, be chaste, sit still, look pretty,
Yeah.
you know, you're not very free even now, you know, to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome that they have that
And
space.
and we have to learn how to, and this is why I say crowning is a movement of femininity and power, because we have to know that our femininity is our power.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to articulate and express ourselves in a feminine way that will cause not only guys to be attentive, but women as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I find that a lot, now this is cultural. I find that a lot of our women are very brash. They come off very rough, but at their
Yeah.
core, they're very soft,
Yeah. Yeah.
very
And
soft and beautiful. But what has made them callous is the trauma, the pain of being vulnerable and extending ourselves and
Yeah.
expressing our needs and
Yeah.
not getting our needs met and being hurt again for expressing our needs.
Yeah.
And that is what creates, you know, that overly strong woman, or that woman that takes matters into her own hands and doesn't want the help of a
Help
man because
anybody
she's
else.
been
Yeah.
hurt so many times before.
And honestly, Danielle, too, I know we're about to wrap it up, but I don't want to be strong all the time. Like,
Right,
I
we talked
want to be
Right.
about that.
vulnerable.
We want
I
to be
wanna
feminine
cry. I
and
wanna be
dainty
weak, you know?
and save
Not
me.
weak,
You
but I
know,
wanna
like,
be
but you, yeah,
vulnerable.
you want to feel
Yes.
that
Come
save
power,
me.
that femininity
Well, the
power.
next time I come on, I will talk to you all about how to do that,
Yes.
and
Yes.
how when to do that.
Yeah, we
Because
definitely gonna have you back on, and we
yes,
want you
because
in
it
the
not,
studio.
you know, when you learn how to be feminine and be soft, it not only works in love, but it also works in business.
Mm,
And so it really helps you close a lot of
I felt
deals. You
that.
know,
I
yeah,
felt
we
it.
get
I
we
felt
get a
that.
lot
Say
of,
that again.
yeah, it works in love and business because we get a lot of leads, right? We may get a
Yes.
lot of connections, but we
Yes.
don't always lock those connections down.
Right.
And a lot of
Yes.
times it has to do with our energy and how we
Yes.
engage with the opposite sex. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of times the things that we say, our energy, the way we present ourselves, can actually cause a man it can cause him to just trigger the hero instinct where he wants to care for you, he wants to be there for you, he wants to show up for you. But a
Yeah.
lot of times women block that, and
Oh,
we
wow.
can talk about
Okay.
what causes those blocks
Okay. Okay.
when
Well,
I return.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on. This was a wonderful segment. It actually helped me in some ways,
Yes.
because
Yes.
especially what I've been feeling the last 2 weeks, it really helped me. And I'm excited about that you pushed it back the gala for more. You know, for more. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
excited about it.
and one more thing, Cree, I
Uh-huh.
want to tell you
Mhm.
that alone time is so important, because the more you know yourself and the more you're able to articulate deeply who you are, the better the person can love you. Because, you know, people always, I don't want to get into another relationship where I have to teach somebody how to love me. well, you're not ready because you're going to always have to teach people how to love you, how to treat you. You know, you can't just expect people to show up and love you the way
Yeah.
you want to be loved.
Yeah.
But once you figure out exactly what works for you and how to love you, it'll be easy for you to tell
Oh, well,
people how to
thank
love
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you
This
so
was
much.
very powerful and
Really
beautiful.
powerful.
Yes.
Danyel Black with Crown Me Foundation, and we didn't know our other guest who's coming on in a second. You guys
went to school
Teriece
together.
Cherell, you
We
guys are
did.
Xavier Prep.
Yes.
Alumni.
Yes.
Y'all from New Orleans, y'all the
I
preppy
haven't seen my
girls.
girl in so
Girls.
long.
Yes.
Where is she?
Yes.
Where is she? I haven't
Come
seen
on,
her in
Red
so
Pass.
long.
She running.
She
Come on,
running
girl.
in. She running in. There you go.
There you
There
go.
she is.
Oh,
There she
there she is.
Yes. So good thing we have all of y'all on the sofa. We're gonna do our mwah at the end of this segment before we go to break.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And again, we look forward to you coming on the show. I look forward to the gala.
Gala, that's
and
right.
Thank you so much for
Look
all
forward
you
to working
shared
with
on
you too.
today.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes. I'll
Miss-
stay tuned to listen to Teriece.
Okay,
It's good
okay.
to see you.
Stay
All right.
tuned, and then maybe you could do our takeaways if you stay tuned, because we do a takeaway at the end. Okay.
Okay.
So all right, you guys. So we do a thing called Red Lip Talk. We do. Mwah. So at the end, we're gonna lead them off with this segment. Go ahead, Sona.
Stay tuned for the next segment on Red Lip Talk Podcast.
Mwah.
Like Diva. Sona's charm. Red Lip Talk. Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's Word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
Hello, everyone. This day is declared National Still Body Day. People, it is here. It has arrived.
We have 2,500 bottles of this formula that's designed to give you what you need in terms of health, happiness, and healing. People have testimonies already. People have been serviced already. And now we want you to be a part of this blessed experience. Give us a call at 416-5256. Give us a call at 237-4000. And we have a bottle for you. And trust me, this will be the best investment you ever made for your body. You heard it from the truth, the whole truth, Dr. Truth, Dr. Kendra, Baby Truth. Now be blessed.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
The wait is over. This is your favorite prophetess, Prophetess Chanel Jones, and I want to introduce to you my new non-traditional podcast called Kingdom Women Speaking, where you can expect a royal discussion amongst queens. Yes, Lord. And you can find me on New Orleans Talk Network. Tune in, world.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
The wait is over. This is your favorite prophetess, Prophetess Chanel Jones, and I want to introduce to you.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Faith Favorite, recruiting coordinator at Cafe Hope. If you're on the West Bank of New Orleans and between the ages of 18 and 23, come join our team. Benefits from learning and earning, getting certifications, life skills, and career training. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary art and life skills program. Let Cafe Hope be the stepping stone to your next career choice. Come visit us, 1151 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Give Big Fav a call, 504-350-1218, or send them an email, marlon@cafehope.org. For more information, visit cafehope.org. Cafe Hope, the next step in life, baby. Hello, somebody.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
It's your girl, Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the RedLip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. RedLip Talk Podcast. Wow.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Welcome back to RedLip Talk Podcast.
That's right.
Yes, so we have this beautiful young lady on the couch with us today. You know, when we left, we talked about what, relationships?
Yes.
Yes, so we have another relationship coach, an author.
Yes.
And you're a native of the West Bank?
No, East Bank Uptown girl.
Oh,
Uptown girl.
Uptown. So we have the beautiful Teriece Cherell with that famous name, Teriece Cherell, in the building to tell y'all about her amazing book. And I think I met you networking.
Yes.
We was at I think Chef Nim, Jason Lewis Nim, a wedding expo. That's how I met you initially, and then she just came to some of our stuff we did at the salon.
Okay.
When you did the Papa, we did
Mother's Day
Mother's Day pop.
Okay.
And she bought the beautiful lipstick, and you always supporting so many people. I always see you supporting so many people. That's how I really know about. I see on social media, she's supporting him. She's supporting this. She's supporting that one. You know, you always supporting, and God gonna bless you and give you double fold for that. Yeah. So tell us. Well, you heard the conversation we was talking about earlier about relationships and stuff. What made you write your book?
Tell us the name of the book first.
Yes.
All right, so the name of the book is Live, Learn, Love with an Open Heart, Life Lessons on Cultivating Healthy and Meaningful Relationships.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
That's a
lot.
Run that one more time for us.
That's a lot. Live, Learn, Love with an Open Heart.
Yes.
Life Lessons on Cultivating Healthy and Meaningful Relationships.
Yes.
That is it's a beautiful title because You know, we talked a little bit prior to the show. We were talking about holistic. So when it's holistic, it's everything. It's not just, like you said, the romantic side. You're talking about the emotional, the physical, the mental, the spiritual. Everything that, you know, pretty much makes up a person, makes up your relationship.
Yes.
You know, and it's just not you. It's two people. So you got to put those two things together for every person.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us how your book walks us through that process or tells that story.
Well, it really just helps people acknowledge and appreciate the relationships in our lives. Oftentimes, we don't see the value in relationships. So let's take, for example, family. You say, that's my family.
Right.
You don't really see that as a relationship that you should try to cultivate and develop, a relationship that should be healthy.
Yeah.
So it really came out of just wanting to acknowledge and appreciate those relationships in our lives that really help define and shape us into who we are, who we become. And I thought about the relationship with my parents, with my grandmother, with my sibling. Thought about the relationship with my daughter. Now, you know, the relationship with myself. Firstly, the relationship with God, your faith, your spirit, whatever that is. So just making sure that these relationships that we choose to engage in are healthy.
Are healthy for us.
Are healthy for us,
Yeah.
yes, and for the others.
Yeah.
One other relationship that I speak about that people don't really think about is the relationship with our money. The relationship with our finances, which may not be all that good. I remember Danyel saying something about it. So just making sure that these relationships, we know exactly what we do want and what we don't want. But just appreciating them, because oftentimes we don't. And then when that person, I heard you mentioning your beautiful grandmother's birthday today, it made me think about my grandmother. We don't often appreciate those relationships. And then when the person is no longer here, then we think about, you know, shoulda, coulda, what we learned, and just thinking about the values that they instill in us, the lessons that these relationships teach us that help us to become better, that we take into future relationships. And like Sona said, when I speak about it, is a holistic. So I'm not just with your partner, your spouse. The relationship with yourself is very important. With your children, if you have them, with pretty much your business. All relationships are healthy, or they should be, and there's not a one size fits all.
So in your book and in your mission is for people to be healthy in all relationship as a whole.
Yes.
As a whole.
As a whole.
That's what I'm hearing. As a whole.
As a whole.
You spiritually, you know, and it almost sounds like the 50 Cent challenge. You know, you want to be physically fit, emotionally fit, spiritually fit, financially fit,
right?
And I forgot
mental.
Mentally fit.
Yes.
There we go.
Another very important one.
Yes. So when I think about it in terms of harmonic prosperity or harmonic wealth. And I attend the City of Love Church. So shout out to Bishop Lester Love and Prophet Fran Love.
Shout out to Bishop Lester Love, because every time I see him in Whole Food, I know he probably thinking that must be one of my members, because he like, how you doing? And he's very kind. So shout out to him.
Yes. So they teach us about harmonic prosperity, harmonic wealth. That's spiritual, mental, relational, physical, financial. So it really encompasses all the relationships, making sure that you hit those areas in all of your relationships. All right. So when I think about that, every relationship pretty much falls under one of those categories, more or less. And just making sure, like, you want a healthy body, you want a healthy mind, you want a healthy spirit. So making sure that all of those things are in alignment and that they go well together. And outside of that, just being able to recognize what area do I need to work on is a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
You know what? You saying, you know, I'm listening to you, and it lets me know that I'm kind of on the right track with the 50 Cent Challenge, because she's saying holistically. And before you even came on, we was pushing the 50 Cent Challenge. I finished. It was a 50 Cent 50-day challenge.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, to be emotionally fit, financially fit, physically fit, spiritually fit, and mentally fit. I keep forgetting that mental.
Girl, gotta get that mind right. We have to keep that one.
And I think I'm gonna start that challenge again, because when I was doing the challenge, it helped me so much. I kind of started still trying to do the routine of some of the stuff. Like, I'll read my spiritual stuff, listen to something, but I'm not doing it every day like I was doing it with the and I could see the difference. I could
Difference.
feel the
That routine. You have
difference.
to keep that
I could
routine.
feel the difference because it's almost like, when you think of things that way and intentionally, like Danyel was saying, and you're intentional. When you do it intentional, you being intentional in the morning. You're not just getting up and just saying, okay, whatever the day brings me, I'm going to
bring
accept
you
it.
everything.
Right.
It's gonna bring
Whatever the
you
day brings me,
everything.
I'm going to accept it. No, you intentionally saying, I'm thinking about emotionally fit, physically fit, financially fit, mentally fit. I say one more. I always forget one. Spiritually fit. I'm thinking about all these things, so I have to do something in that area every day, and it's intentional. You intentional, and for me, yeah, I have been working out still, but it's not the same like I was doing before. So many people and so many women are suffering in the areas that you guys are talking about as far as relationships. They need motivational speakers like you guys. They need somebody to call and that they can trust to tell what's going on with them, and the whole world don't know it.
So let's talk about a little bit what we were talking about prior to the show. What are some of the steps that you recommend to your clients that come to you? I know we were talking about boundaries. That was a big one.
yes, that is definitely a big one. A B word is a good B word. But oftentimes when you think of boundaries, people don't really want to hear that word because they think you're telling them what they can't do. You and I spoke about a boundary. And my definition or idea is designed to protect you, to protect both parties. So when you think about it, around your house you have a fence, right? Or you have a gate. Well, that's a boundary to protect you as well as the unwanted outside parties. So while you're keeping people out, the people that are in, you're also protecting them. So we need boundaries in all of our relationships. And this is something that we often do not have, or we come to it a little later. So when you think about the boundaries that you do not set in relationships, it's pretty much setting yourself up for whatever goes. Anything goes, be all, end all. And people can treat you how they want to.
So not being intentional.
Not being intentional.
If you have a boundary, it makes you be intentional because this is your boundary. You can't go past this point. So if you're being intentional and stand in these boundaries, you're not going to go past what I have set for you. Right. Now, if you do, then I know that was your intentions to do that.
That was your intention.
Do y'all
There's
think
a consequence and a repercussion?
Do y'all think not just women? Yeah, and we talking about women today. Anyway, yeah. So do y'all think women we tend to settle a lot because of what's out here? Do you think that? I don't know why that just hit my head, but do you think we because they say, okay, it's how many men to how many women, the statistic, whatever. Do you think some women just settle because, okay, I think this is a good catch versus what's out here, so I'm going to settle for this person doing this, this, even though I know it doesn't fit in my boundaries or it doesn't fit in my dynamics of how I want my relationship to go or how I want my life to go. Do you think women sometimes settle?
Yes, I think we do. And men too. But we're going to talk about the women. So, yes, I believe that in some ways we do settle. Because like you said, we're looking at the ratio. It's more of us than them. The good quality ones, all right? The ones that are not down low, undercover. So when you look,
hit that. That's the T. No, that's the T right there. Go ahead on. That's the T. Teriece, that's the T. Yeah.
But I'm talking about, the ones that are actually, we talked about quality. Yes. We talked about character. We talked about high value. Yes. Valor was the word you used.
Valor. I like that. Valor.
Yes. Integrity. So when you look at the numbers, there are more of us than them, right? Pretty much anywhere. All right, anywhere. So, to an extent, I do believe that we do settle, but it comes from not really knowing who we are, not really knowing what it is that we want. Because, yes, it goes back to the trauma, but it goes, okay, well, I have a list. He may not be all 10 of my things. And let's just put this out there. There is no perfect person.
Right.
No. Not even us.
Right.
We're
not
all
perfect.
sitting on here. We are
not
perfect.
None of us is perfect.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there is a perfect relationship. But our perfect relationship, we may have 3 different ideas of what our perfect relationship is. Because we are different. And what we want and need in a relationship, as you and I spoke earlier, when you're in your 20s and 30s, is different from what you're going to want and need in your relationship when you're in your 40s and 50s. But you will have to know yourself. You would have to know your person. They would have to know themselves to know that we've changed, we've grown, we've evolved, and our things that we want and need are different.
I think, like I said before, like been working on myself. Right. So I had a very traumatic experience, which I talked about before, and it forced me to have to look in the mirror and say, why am I attracting these people that, even if I feel like they have good qualities in a partner, I'm not connecting, or they're not connecting with me in the way that I want to connect with them. And then, I had to do some work. So, I started going, the therapy at first was just about the situation that I was going through. But it kind of opened it up to say, okay, you're also dealing with this, you're dealing with that. This happened to you. That's why you see things through this eyeglass. That's why, it opened up things. So it even made me start saying, well, if these things that I saw or that I was familiar with caused me to have this effect, the domino effect, then what effect me being unstable is, how is that affecting my kids and and what relationships they're going to have? And like, what Danyel said with Cromie, I wanted that to stop with my daughter. Yes. I did not want her to have the trauma. Let's exit out the other outside people, relationship people, just the trauma with yourself.
Yes.
Just the trauma with yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself, empowering yourself, believing in yourself. I had to say, okay, you can't just say you want this for her and not practice it.
Right.
And I'm not saying that, even with my therapist, I didn't think I had low self-esteem, but there was something going on that was, allowing me to settle, making me not wanting to have boundaries or requirements. And, I think when we talk about what women need, why do we always feel it's our fault? It's not always our fault. Like she said, her mom ignored her. So when her husband ignored her, it was like, okay, what did I do wrong? And it's like, man, what are we thinking about? We educated, we go to college, have degrees, going to all these empowerment events. Why do we still think like that?
But it's almost like you said about you did the work. It's almost like when you when you go to church, you feel a certain way, and you go to church, you get that you get that anointing, you get that I'm feeling good. I'm about to leave church on Sunday. I'm feeling good. But you're not doing the work with your problems or whatever that you're going through. So guess what? By the time midnight hit on Sunday, you back in the same spot you was on Sunday morning before you went to church. So it's about doing the work, I believe. Doing the work. And like for women, I feel we go to the women empowerment events, which is great. It is great to empower one another. But is it honest empowerment? Do I really want my sister to really win? Do I want my sister to be right here for a certain moment? Don't pass me, sister.
Don't pass me up, right.
Because a lot of that go on too.
That's true.
Don't pass me, sister. I'm right here. You shining too bright. You shining brighter than me. Instead of lifting me up and girding me and say, okay, sister, you shining bright. Like almost like Gail and Oprah. Gail, I don't think Gail would be in the position she is if it wasn't for Oprah. Oprah, like, I'm bringing my girl Gail with me wherever I go. And then not even speaking on her, on Oprah, you think about, like, her relationships. You think about Oprah. Oprah, most women think, oh, why she ain't married Stepman all this time? Yes. But she's okay with that relationship.
She is.
She's okay with where she is with that relationship. Absolutely. You would think, oh, well, why they didn't get married right now? Like, what is it? Because, we were taught, right? And although through the biblical aspect, I want to be married again. I think it's ordained by God. It's a beautiful thing. Although I love Oprah. But, I mean, I really feel like it's a beautiful thing. And that's the dynamics that God wants for our family. If you believe in some type of religion. Religion. But I don't... We learn, like I was listening earlier, we learned that you get the job, you get the husband, you have the kid, you have a business, you have the 2 dogs, you have the picket fence, you buy the house, you have the car, you have a 2-car garage. You're living the American dream, and you're successful.
But are you happy?
You're successful.
by society, by America's standards.
Yeah.
But you have to find your own, because I can be successful and not have any of those things, or have some of those things and not all of those things. So it, for me, is with the mindset. So I just want to go back for a minute when Sona was saying a few things about yourself. So in my book, I talk about my AAA method. All right, it's called AAA: acknowledge, accept, and adjust. So
say that one more time.
Acknowledge, accept, and adjust. My AAA.
Acknowledge, accept, and adjust.
Yes. Okay. So when you think about it, if you're going through any type of program, AA, 12-step, the first thing you have to do is acknowledge that you have a deficiency, an issue, and I want to say one thing: it's not always a bad thing.
It's not.
It's not always a bad thing. So we do want to acknowledge whatever that thing is, right? Good or bad. It's something that we need to work on.
Right.
And you talked about looking in a mirror.
Yes.
This is when you have to really look yourself in a mirror, all right? You have to be naked.
Yes.
I'm taking my shades off. We not Hollywood. We taking these red lips off. We taking this hair out. This is when you really
taking
have
our lashes off.
Taking our lashes off.
Transparent.
This is when you really have to look yourself in the mirror. We talking about being intentional.
Right.
We talking about doing the work.
Right.
We talking about taking a mask off, right? This is when you really have to look yourself in the mirror and see the ugly truth, the harsh reality. The parts of us that we try to hide with the makeup and the shades and the lashes. The parts of us that really aren't that beautiful. In the medication, right?
Come on now. In a religion.
In a religion. In the alcohol. In the drugs. In a sex. Or whatever that particular thing is. Because we all have things.
Right.
This is when you really have to face that hard reality.
Yes.
Like Michael Jackson said. We have to start with the woman in our situation. A woman in a mirror.
Yeah.
And a woman in a mirror we might not like.
I'm gonna tell you,
we might not like the woman in the mirror that we see.
Through my process, that was one of the hardest things for me to do, is really acknowledging where I'm failing myself, because you give yourself excuses. You are going through a lot. You do have a lot on your plate. There's no justification for that. But should it be an excuse for you not to live up to that potential that you want to be? And it shouldn't.
It should not.
So
Be a victor. Be a victor.
it was one of the hardest things to do, because I had to acknowledge that to myself and said, you either like being this person or you don't.
And what are you gonna do about it?
There you
If
go.
you don't like it, you gotta
There
do
you
something
go.
about it,
That's
right?
right.
You don't like it, but this is me. I'm gonna stay here. So that'll bring us to the acceptance. So when we acknowledge, there are some questions, there are some things that we have to ask ourselves when we're going through this, right? This evaluation, this self-reflection, a self-evaluation phase. It's not a time frame, so it's not like, okay, I'm gonna do this for 3 months. However long it takes you to really address the issues that you need to in this phase, this acknowledgement phase, that's the time that you take, right? That's the time Kree's gonna take. Sona, that's the time
That's
I'm
your
gonna
pause,
take.
right?
That's your pause.
There
That's
you
your
go.
pause on purpose. That's your pause on purpose.
Yes.
Pause on purpose.
Your
Yes.
pause
Ooh,
on
I
purpose.
like that.
So
I
it
like
might
that pause on
not
purpose.
be 1 week, 1 month. It might be months. It may be years, but it's definitely what you need that's necessary for you to get to the next phase, right? You're going to write it down. You're going to allow yourself to go through the process.
Okay, let's go back.
All
So
right.
you said first acknowledge. Look
Acknowledge,
at the man in the mirror. Look at the woman in the
Right,
mirror.
yes.
Acknowledge your flaws and things that you're going through, or traumatic things that you're dealing with.
That you want to work on, that you want to get better,
and
be
then
better, and
you
do better.
accept it.
No.
What's the
Yes.
next one?
Acknowledge, accept, right?
Accept it.
Accept, right? We're gonna accept it.
You accept
now, accepting doesn't mean this is the way I am. This is just me.
Right.
We accept that we have this issue, and this is the next phase, right? This is the next level. I accept it, but what am I gonna do about it? Like you said, you didn't like it. Am I gonna do something about it, or this just me? You know, we all have that family member. Oh, that's just him. That's just her. That's what they do. That's just.
Ooh,
But
Lord.
why is it just them?
Yeah.
Why is it just them? And why do we accept that? It's them for a reason. It's them because of a trauma, possibly, or something that occurred or did not occur. So in this stage, we're going to accept, but we're going to still start beginning the process to work on it, okay? We're not just going to accept, oh, that's me. All right, whatever. I'm going to stay this way. I've been this way. No, I'm this way now, but where am I trying to go? Because this is not where I'm trying to go, right? I'm here now. I accept this is where I am, but there's bigger, there's better, there's greater, there's more in store, and I need to get there. So what am I going to do in this mix while I'm in this process? because we're going to trust the process, not rush the process. So that's why I say you can't get it a week. Ooh, I haven't accepted myself a week, girl. I'm back. No, baby. Go. You ain't accept that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Deal with that a little longer.
Because it takes time. Old habits die hard.
Takes time. Yes.
So you're gonna, you think, okay, I'm getting over this, and yes, you might be progressing. You might have days where you win,
right?
But you're gonna have days where you find I'm a slink on.
You
know what I'm saying? I'm even if it ain't all the way, it's partial. So it takes a while. So you have to, like you said, it's the intention. I might have these tendencies to go this way, but I'm trying to change. Change the way I'm thinking, and so that's the part where it could take a while. It ain't gonna be tomorrow.
Next week, next month, might not even be next year. But we're intentional. It's a process. It's a process.
It's crazy that we're talking about this because in the last 2 weeks I have been doing a lot of self-reflection, and I'm like, Lord, I can't keep getting these same results. I need to do something different to get different results. I'm very big on manifestation. I'm very big on speaking what you want in your life. I'm big on those things, and I try to do that. But sometimes some things hit you where you got to reflect on yourself, and you're like, ooh, what is it? What's going on? Something happening.
Right.
What's going on? And even though in the midst of our things that we'll go through that may be trauma, may be negative, or some self-reflection, God is still blessing us in the midst of it.
Even in the midst.
He's still making sure we good in the midst of it. We're having good health. Our kids are in good
doing
position.
well.
That's what I had to reflect on. I said, now this enemy want me to think about all the negative things that's going on in my life versus your personal life, your financial life, your relationship, all that. But God said, but I want you to reflect on all the blessings I'm giving you.
You're still here.
Yes.
You have a roof over your head.
Yep.
You have clothes on your back.
Yep.
You have shelter.
Nice clothes.
Your children are good. You got a business.
Yes.
You're driving, not walking, not catching a bus, not Ubering. And oftentimes we have to go back to that, like you said. And that goes with that gratitude. Yes. No, you may not have it all, but you're doing better than you were.
Yes.
All right? You're doing better than you were, and it's a process. Yeah. Every level, every step is to move forward. To move forward in life. So while we're accepting these things, it's all of those things, and I'm so glad you say that. So when you go back, if you journal, you're gonna write AAA method, and you're gonna go back to what you've acknowledged.
Doing that. I keep hearing journaling. I need to journal.
You need to
we need to journal.
We need to journal.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on a journaling journey together.
Need to do that.
You talk about the 50 cent challenge, we're gonna do a journal challenge.
I like that.
I'm gonna send y'all the prompt. Y'all send me a prompt every
right.
day. We're going to journal about something.
Okay, I like that.
We're going to do that. We're going to start this thing.
Yeah.
Journaling challenge.
Journaling challenge. I like it. We always come up with some amazing things on this show. Now we're having a cruise. We're having a cruise, ladies' night cruise, Spice Diva's ladies' night cruise in December. Ooh. Yeah, so we usually have this ladies' night, and we had it 2019. It was real big, 250 or more. Almost 300 people was there. 250, I want to say. It was huge. It was nice. Okay. And so everybody want to bring it to the cruise.
Yeah.
Right,
so now we're doing the cruise style, and these women gonna need help.
They will. Well, look,
they gonna need
you got
help.
me and you got Danyel. You got two right there.
That's right.
Yes, they gonna need that relationship help.
Yes, we get it.
Yes. So I know. For me, I wanted to, before I forget my mind. Do y'all ever because I'm always doing 50 million things and everything else. Do y'all ever get just tired? I don't know how to say it. Like, if your cup is not full, I always say that.
Yeah.
Do y'all always get tired of 50 million people pulling from you, and you just say, I just need that's what I say about a pause. Right. I'm tired. Too many people pulling from me. I need a pause.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very necessary. Mm-hmm. It's very necessary.
Yeah.
It's very necessary.
Yeah.
And it's needed and important. And as you hear people say, you can't pour from an empty cup. There's always going to be something or someone vying for your attention, right? For your time, our jobs, our children, our relationships, our friends, our family members. We need our spiritual time. So we only have 24 hours. We sleeping, we working, we have the kids, we have the businesses, we have this. So how do you find the time? And for me, it's about making sure you have the healthy balance. everything is not going to get all your time and all attention, and everything doesn't need all your time and all your attention.
What's the priority?
What's the priority? Right. What is the priority?
When you can prioritize yourself, you'll be able to prioritize your spouse.
Yes. Your relationships, your children. Just
I think we need to have some type of accountability partner. Somebody to keep. Like you should connect with someone who you feel comfortable with. That's not going to tell all your business because
right,
that happens.
Course.
And like you said, we're going to do a journal challenge. So I'm gonna get a flyer for that.
Yes,
and put our faces on it.
Yes.
Journal challenge. I believe in the flyers.
Yes.
Journal challenge.
I'm going to the Dollar Tree. I'm going to buy journals for all my friends.
A pretty pen, that nice
and my sisters and my mamas.
Journaling challenge. I love it. And then we can kick it off too at the cruise. If they have people that's come to ladies' night that's don't look at RedLip Talk, we can always have them to journal with us.
Yes,
yeah. I think for women, for women to have healthy relationships, that's either with a woman or a man.
True.
I like the way when they talked about you being soft, a little bit soft. I know me by me being, I am an alpha female. I know I'm an alpha female. I didn't used to be an alpha female, believe it or not, y'all. Like you said, some things, Sona, people used to run all over me. Now, I still have that. I treat you nice. I think you're going to treat me nice.
Right. Because that's the way I was raised.
That's how I was raised.
That's how my mama raised me.
Yeah. but I think that's living in a fancy world sometimes because some people, you be nice to them, you think they're going to be nice to you, but it's not going to happen. They're going to take all your niceness and they're going to run with
But
it.
that's because they don't have the same intentions. And
Right.
so that's why, intentions, the first day, what's your intentions? People are like, it's too early. No, it's not. Because your intentions could be temporarily. Well, I want to get to know you. I want to be your friend for a little while. Then we'll see how that goes. The best thing that could come out of it is having a good friend.
A good
right?
friend, a friendship.
But you have to have good intentions to be a good friend.
You do.
So,
good intentions, yes.
What's your intention? Yeah, because you could want to be physical, just physical,
Right.
or whatever. And I don't. I'm gonna say this, before we wrap up or whatever, and this because I want to tell people how to get in contact with you, how to purchase your book. But I want to say this: where have we gone in this society where people don't have standards and morals, values, standards when it comes to relationships? When it comes to everybody just sleeping with each other. Everybody jumping in the bed. I don't know if am I tripping?
No.
Am I tripping?
You're
These
not.
men don't want court no more because women is just saying, come on, get it, whatever. I don't got to do nothing for it. I'm going to take you to go get a little meal.
They don't even do that.
Let's go. After we
They
get the
don't
meal,
even do
let's go
that.
do this,
It's Netflix and chill ruined the game, right? For real.
But this is where our boundaries. This is where that communication you and I talked about. That effective communication. Boundaries. Putting it out there. What are your expectations?
That's right.
Okay, if we get that out in the beginning, we're not going to waste time because one thing we don't have is time to waste.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say everything is going to be revealed overnight because some things will take time, but that intention is something that should be put out there.
Absolutely.
All right. If you have a good intention, well, yes, we're going to take time to progress.
Right.
We have to take time to get to know each other. We have to take time to build, right? To build and develop. Not only each other, but ourselves. Now, before we get into that part, I just want to go back to my AAA right quick because we didn't.
Go ahead. I want to finish that last one. Let's do the last one. Go.
We didn't adjust. We acknowledge, we've accepted, but we didn't adjust.
Acknowledge, accept, and adjust.
Yes.
You don't be going around saying that, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say this
Triple
is Teriece Cherell's method. AAA. Acknowledge, adjust, acknowledge, accept, and adjust.
Right.
Okay.
So we've acknowledged those things. We've accepted them. Now it's time to make those adjustments. And this part is equally as hard as the first part.
Yes.
We've acknowledged, that's hard. People don't like to acknowledge that they ain't all right, they ain't all together, they got some work to do.
Right.
So we've accepted it. That part might be a little easier. But now we have to make those adjustments, all right? What is it that we have to do? Do I need that counselor? Do I need that coach? Do I need to go to the gym? Do I need to see a financial advisor? Now we make those necessary adjustments in order to get better, do better, and be better. Now, one thing that I like about this whole method, this whole process, is although you do it for yourself, you don't have to do it by yourself.
Oh, I
I'm going to say that again. Although you do it for yourself, because remember, we are acknowledging these things about ourselves. We are accepting these things about ourselves.
Right.
We are making the adjustments that we need to make in order to be healthier, to be more spiritually aware, to be more financially fit, to be more physically fit. But we don't have to do it by ourselves. That's when we get our accountability partners. That's when we get our coaches, right?
That's when you have
our mentors,
your community, your village.
That's when you have your circle, your tribe, your girls, your boys, your village of people that are going to hold you accountable. Sister, you've acknowledged that. You've accepted it. Now, what's the work? Now, what are your intentions?
Right.
We have to get better, right? So that means we have to do something. Nike said just do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But what are we going to do, and how are we going to do it?
The actions.
That's the hardest, but the
actions speak louder than the words. The actions.
The actions. So what are our actions going to be, right? Because we just acknowledge and accept it. Okay, now what? Just here. Next week, next month, still here. I'm going to put some action. Adjust. We got some action. We got some time. All of those things. So when you look back on it, and this method, you can do as often as you like. Monthly, quarterly, yearly. I say do it more often than not. At least monthly maybe, or not quarterly. To go back, and it's going to help you redefine some things,
and
right?
That's what they say journaling does, because you right now you're feeling whatever happened today, whatever I want to work on. Then you can you go on. But then when you go back and you say, man, during this time I was dealing with this, and this. Now this is where I'm at.
Right. Look how far I've come.
And vice versa. If it declined, you can say, well, what did I do that changed, went to decline? You have something that can track what you're doing, how you're progressing, and how you're moving. So that's the best part about the journaling challenge.
Yeah, I like when you say the journaling challenge. Because honestly, I don't want to go into 24 like I've been at this state. We got 6 more months.
Right.
And I like to deal with time. We got 6 more months to make some adjustments for some things that you may not like that's going on in your life. You can adjust it now before 2024 get here. Right. You got 6 months, 2 quarters and already passed. Right. We at the part of the beginning. I want to say like half of the fiscal year. Some businesses and stuff start their fiscal year in July,
right?
July 1st or whatever, something like that, or the end of June, something like that. So you have time to adjust, and we have time to acknowledge. Adjust, and accept, and adjust.
Yes. We have time, and if you can do those things. If you can do those things, just going back to the love and relationship, I believe that if you can do those things, if you can live, if you can learn, because every day we live, we learning something, or we should be.
We should be.
About ourselves, about others, about God, about the world, about whatever, whoever. Every day that God wakes us up, every day we open our eyes is another day, another chance, another opportunity to get better, to grow, to learn something, right? And take that forward into our next relationship, our next business, our next partnership. Just life, period.
That's right. All right, so we're going to get into RedLip Talk takeaways.
We're excited about this segment.
Right.
You got to tell us what we do. We do a little takeaway where, you have, anybody behind the camera, what you want them to take away from this moment. We're going to do our takeaways, but I want them, we was talking so much, we didn't even, I know they was flashing your stuff. Do you have a website?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. We shared the website where they can order your book. How can they get your book? How can they?
Well, you can get it from me right here. You can catch me in the streets of New Orleans.
Yes, beautiful.
And thank you. You can reach out on Facebook, Instagram, Teriece Cherell. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart.com.
Okay.
Or if you're local, you can just catch me, hit me up. You want an autographed copy?
Are you helping authors, up and coming authors? Do you do that type of coaching? If they want to do a book, they got people out here that probably want to write a book.
I haven't officially, but I do have friends or people here. I'm working on a book. Call me, give me a call. I haven't actually done it as a business. But most definitely, I've reached out to people that reached out. I want to write a book. How do I start what I do? I'm actually a part of a creative writing series for a youth summer program in the East at the hang out NOLA. I'm one of 2 creative writing instructors.
Okay.
And we're actually helping children to write poetry, books,
wow.
novels, whatever it is that they want to do.
That is
I wish I
awesome.
had sent that flyer information. It's only a 4-week series.
Okay.
But it's something that we may definitely pick back up in the fall.
Yeah, but you can
for
always send it
students
to
who are
us
interested
and
in writing.
and file RedLip to our next week.
Yeah,
we can always post it up and give acknowledgement. That's what we do. But yeah, so on our takeaways, we give something and we tell somebody if there anybody behind the camera that you may want them to take away at this moment that you don't want them to forget about. What you leave them with? What's something that's inspirational, inspiring that you leave them with?
Okay, I got so much that I want them to take away. But what I will say is relationships are the greatest lessons and blessings of our lives, even the ones that don't work out. So when you're in relationships, partnerships, family, friends, just make sure you get the lesson and you acknowledge and appreciate that relationship. Don't be so bitter that you miss out on it. Appreciate the relationship, get what you were supposed to get from it, give to it what you were supposed to give up to it, and move on, be better. And remember, the only way that you can receive and give the pure, unconditional love of God is if your heart is open. So remember to always live, learn, and love with an open heart.
Ooh, I like that. With the open heart.
Open heart. Heart has to be open.
You got to be open to receive things.
Yes.
Be closed.
And to give. And to give, too. And to give.
And to give. Right. Okay. I guess my takeaway is next. So, like what we have been saying the last few months since January, you guys, self-love is the best love. You really have to focus on yourself. It's great to have a partner to go through things in life, a good partner that's going to support you, motivate you, uplift you, and help you. But you also have to be all of those things for yourself first, holistically. So, look, get in tune with yourself. Do the work on yourself, and then that partner is going to come to you.
All right, come to me. My takeaway today, I know for me, I've been going through a lot since I want to say the last Friday. I'm always motivational to everybody else, pushing everybody else to do things. And it's usually half of the time I'm doing it is when my cup is halfway empty. God had to reflect on me these last 2 weeks to say, Chriselle, you have to stop and pause at some point. You can't be everything to everyone, and you can't keep pouring, and you have half a cup, and then eventually you're gonna have nothing for yourself left. So that's been my thing. I want to leave somebody with today to take care of yourself. We often want to take care of everybody surrounding us, our kids, our family, our significant others, our business, everything else. But then at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of you, you have nothing left to give if you're not taking care of yourself. God has been doing a lot of work on me lately. I want to fulfill my true purpose in life. I want you to be able to fulfill your true purpose in life. And it's not just the fluff, the glam, the glitter of being so busy that you look like you got it going on. Fulfill the true purpose and mission that God have for your life. That don't come with value of money. That don't come with value of what you drive. That don't come with value of where you live. None of that. I want you to truly live the purpose that God have for your life. Do the work like we kept saying. Be intentional like we kept saying. And pick healthy relationships. If something is not giving you what you need in your life, cut it off. Because if you don't cut it off, you're going to ultimately destroy yourself to a point where you can't, maybe it's going to take you longer to recover, or it's going to give you more damage. God gives us signs. He gives us the sense. He gives us discernment. He talks to you even when you think he's not talking to you, or whatever religious sector in your life that you follow. But I want the people that's listening to me right now to fill your cup. If it means you have to shut everything down in your life in order to do so, fill your cup. I know for me, it was almost these 2 weeks like I was on a tennis court and I was standing there and just tennis balls from every area was just hit me on every aspect of my life. And God continued to tell me, although you're going through that, I'm here with you, my child. But I need you to do the work. I need you to shut everything down in your life. Social media, I deleted the app. I've been off it for 2 weeks. If y'all realize I haven't been posting. I may be on Messenger, but not then. He said, shut it down. Take a pause from everything so you can be who I want you to be in my life, so you can fulfill the purpose I have in your life. Stop casting your pearls to swines if they don't respect the fact of where I have you, the anointing on your life and being in your presence. If they don't respect that fact, cut it off. We all sitting here have a true purpose that God has for our lives, and we have to fulfill it in any way that he have us to fulfill it. So I leave y'all with that today. My takeaway: fill your cup, fill your cup, fill your cup. If it means you have to shut everything down in your life to fill your cup, fill your cup. Because at the end of the day, if you don't cut them off, they're going to talk about you anyway. If you wind up getting to a low point where you need to go somewhere or whatever, they're going to talk about you anyway. So fill your cup, cut it off.
Cut it off. Fill your cup.
Let's go. Cut it up. Cut it off, all right? So thank y'all for being a part of RedLip Talk Podcast and coming on. We thank you. Teriece Cherell, I love your name, girl. That name, I see that name famous. I love that name, huh? Teriece Cherell.
It is.
I love it. We got to thank Danyel Black.
That's right.
Yes, for being on today. We have some amazing, beautiful women.
Yes.
God always blesses us, and it be on a divine time. Because we had a hard time getting you in. We had a hard time getting Danyel in.
But you're here,
and you're here,
divine, and we've had that
happen before.
It keeps coming. Every show is like, this show, but you know what?
Yeah.
I don't even worry about it no more because it's in God's hands, it does what it's supposed to do when it's supposed to do it. But on another note, we've had a lot of feminine energy going on today, but it is Happy Father's Day month, you guys. So we're gonna leave you with a Happy Father's Day and Happy Juneteenth month as well. Okay,
Juneteenth.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Ooh, we gotta do our Juneteenth.
Yeah, that's right.
Our attire or something. Yeah, let's go. So we thank y'all for tuning in to RedLip Talk Podcast.
Spice Divas. Sona's Charm. RedLip Talk. RedLip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
RedLip Talk. It's your girl Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the RedLip Talk Podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. RedLip Talk Podcast. Wow.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with New Orleans Talk Network.